What's up, everybody? Week 2 is here. We started on Thursday with an excruciating loss by the Giants. I just want to say the Giants blew that game multiple times, but for the refs to give away the game at the end, that was not offsides. And it sucks that, the Giants should not even let it get to that point, but it still sucks that a blown call cost us the game. That being said, let's jump into it. Man, we had an incredible first week. Let's start it off. Eli, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, going up against the defending champs, flying Buffalo Wings. And Eli, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, gets the win, 134-116. All I needed for Waller to come through Monday night, and boy, did he. Even though, let me tell you, I was texting with a few people. It seemed like Waller was never going to get that last point that I needed. He'd get a catch, it'd be a penalty. Then it was like 5 balls thrown his way, and it was either incomplete, he dropped it, it was intercepted. I was like, oh, here we go. But luckily, I think he got 19 targets, so I was good to go. Eli, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, goes up to 1-0. The defending champs, flying Buffalo Wings, drops down to 0-1. Gotham Knights versus Colin Kaepernick, and Gotham Knights, Terry laying the smackdown, 123-89. Woo! Terry, good start, man. You start 1-0 in the season. Jordan, you drop down to 0-1. Team Deal versus Bushwick Hitmen. Now, Team Deal has struggled in this league since coming. But, man, nice win. 152-101. Talk about, that's a shellacking, man. Great win. Danny, great win on that. Bubba, you drop down to 0-1. Bubba, you still got a strong team, so I'm not worried about you, but it sucks to lose that first one, man. The Battle of the Giants. Legendary Giant versus Brooklyn Giants, and Legendary Giant with an ass whipping, 151-95. Man, I tell you right now, there weren't many close games. There was only about 2 close games in this league. There was one very close, but we'll get to that. Legendary Giant goes up to 1-0. Brooklyn Giant drops down to 0-1. Bad Boys versus Steel Curtain, and man, Bad Boys scored the most points this week with a shellacking, 178-115. Edwin, man, that was just an ass whipping, man. You got a good team too, man, and you're gonna be dangerous throughout the season. Steel Curtain goes down to 0-1. M-Team 8000 versus Frank Jensen. M-Team 8000 with the 166-111 win. How crazy that Marco had no running backs except for Henry with Tennessee. He ends up getting Baltimore's third on the depth chart. He becomes the main running back. Has a good game on Monday night. Marco, you got a strong team, man. You got some good wide receivers. They go up to 1-0. Frank's Jets drop down to 0-1. And in the 7th game, the battle between the 2 new teams, and history was made as they tied 153 apiece. I mean, I know it's possible to have a tie, but with going by the 10th of a point, it's almost impossible to do it. Not only do you guys do it in the first week in your first game in the season, you're the 2 new teams, and you tie against each other, 153. Good luck to both of you guys this week. Hopefully, one of you guys get your first wins, or you both get your first wins. But yeah, our first high in this league, 10 years in. All right, so now we're going to look at Week 2 matchups. Eli, 2-time Super Bowl MVP versus Gotham Knights, both 1-0. I think it's going to be a tight game, but come on. You know I'm going to pull this through. I'm just looking at my team right now, and I got to tell you, I'm in love with my team. And, I mean, listen, I could use another wide receiver. That being said, I think my running backs are going to carry me this week, and I think I'm going to come out with the win. Flying Buffalo Wings versus Bushwick Hitmen. 2 teams, both 0-1. Man, this is going to be another good matchup, but I think Bushwick Hitmen is going to get their first win of the season. I think the defending champs are going to drop down to 0-2. Colin Kaepernick versus Brooklyn Giants. Another battle of 0-1 teams. And this, I think, is going to be a close one. But I think I'm going to give it to Colin Kaepernick just because I'm not a believer in Mayfield. Some people are, and listen, I think the dude's overrated. I think with the amount of talent he has, that Browns team should be a lot better than where they are. With the running backs, the O-line, the receivers, the defense, I'm not a believer in Mayfield. I think that's the weakest part of that team. I think Kaepernick is going to get the win this week. Team Deal versus Ojo Meister. And Danny, you know what? I'm a believer. I think you're going to go 2-0. I think last week made me a believer. And I think you're going to go to 2-0. Ojo, I'm sorry, but I think you're going to get your first loss of the season. I think Winston is going to come back to earth this week against Carolina. It's a divisional game, and I think Carolina is going to put the pressure on them. And I got Team Deal taking that win. Ridley, believe it or not, versus Frank's Jets. And you know what? I think Frank's Jets is going to drop down to 0-2. I think Ridley, believe it or not, is going to get their first win. I think they're going to be 1-0-1. And I think Frank's Jets is going to drop down to 0-2. And then Bad Boys versus N-Team 8000. The two top teams in scoring last week going against each other. I don't know who's going to win. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair between the two teams. It's going to be fun to watch and see who comes out at the end. So we talked about the first tie in history. There's also about the huge trade pulled off between Eli, two-time Super Bowl MVP, and Bushwick Hitmen. Pitts for Singletary, Everett, and Fuller. And listen, I mean, I know Pitts is going to be a beast for Atlanta, but you know what? I had Waller. I need a receiver. I think now Bubba gets the tight end he needs because he's got a great freaking squad. So that's going to be interesting. All right. Like I said, every week I'm going to talk about a different team member and the history of them in this league and what they've brought to it. This week, Bushwick Hitmen. Bubba. Bubba was the first champion in this league back in 2012. Bubba was also the first two-time champion in this league when he won again in 2014. Bubba came out the gate. He was one of the original 5 teams. Bushwick Hitmen, 2012 and 11-3 record, 2013 11-3 record, 2014 9-5, 2015 10-3, all top 4 finishes, 2 championships. Bushwick Hitmen was the pinnacle of winning in this league. But then 2015 kind of hit a rough patch. He was the number 1 seed, and he gets knocked out by Gangrene in the first round. It was an upset, 143-116. After that, things started going downhill for Bushwick Hitmen. 7-6 in 2016. Then followed by a 2-11 finish in 2017, 2-11 finish in 2018, 3-10, and then 4-9. So what's changed? We have a lot more teams now. We have a lot more competitive teams now. I think Bubba's also had some bad luck with guys that he's drafted that have gone hurt, and he just kept losing guys. That being said, I think Bubba this year is going to have a great year. But his contribution, like I say, he was one of the original team members, 2-time champion, first champion. Not only that, he's helped this league expand. He's responsible for 3 other teams in this league today. Brooklyn Giants, Bad Boys, and Team Deal. So not only has Bubba been an integral part of this league, he's also helped expand this league to what it is today. So Bubba, I thank you for that. It's going to be fun playing against you this week, man. It's been fun playing with you for the last 10 years. I can't wait to face against you so I can beat you because it's fun playing against you, man. But Bubba, man, thank you for contributing to this league. And good luck this year. All right, man. Everybody have a good week this week. Next week, I'm going to be filming on location. Going to the Giants game on the 26th against Atlanta to see Eli Manning get inducted into the Ring of Honor. So I'm going with a few team members. We're going to do a little tailgating. Team 8000 is coming through. Legendary Giants coming through. Colin Kaepernick is coming through. Ridley's, believe it or not, is actually coming through with his brother also. Who's going to be at the game. Just found out that he's a huge Falcons fan. So that's going to be interesting as the Giants are facing off against the Falcons. If anyone else is out there, listen, give me a text, give me a call. We're going to be out there grilling, having a good time. We're going to be out there early. And I'll be filming my video next week on location as hopefully we see the G-Men get a win and see the 2-time Super Bowl MVP get inducted. You guys have a good week. Good luck, everyone. Talk to you soon.